Hey, Joy. I was trying to step away for a second because of wrong. I was chewing a cracker, and this ain't no mukbang, so I didn't want to be rude. Ooh, child. Give me a little water. Let me do this other one next. Hey, y'all, whoever's coming in. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. So I had to eat my lunch before y'all because I didn't want to smack in nobody's ears. First of all, I don't smack. Let's start there. But I didn't want to be chewing in anybody's ear. Because, this ain't a mukbang channel. If it was a mukbang channel, we would be eating together. All right, make sure y'all have y'all journals, notebooks, because I'll probably be giving tips throughout this video. Y'all know we're going to journal, talk, chat, all of the above. We'll kind of do a recap. Hey, Bridget, if you're working, y'all know I'll leave the videos up so you can always go back and get whatever tips you need. Again, make sure you have your journal, your notebook, your tablet. If you're more virtual and you type, you can journal digitally. So journaling is not exclusive to paper. I just like paper. All right. So that's that. Hey, everybody popping in. So what we're going to do today is, yes, we're going to talk about this week, what's coming up, what we're doing, but we're also going to kind of backtrack and talk about last week. Okay. So if you think anybody can benefit from this video, go ahead and share the video on your Facebook page, wherever you need to share it. Send people over here so we can actually get some things done. Hey, Gina. So we get some things done, talk about some things, how to how to deal with what we have going on. So that's going to be that. Hey, Yamina. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is recap a little bit of last week. If you are new to my channel, when I refer to what's going on, I am going to use the word it because I don't need them, as in YouTube demonetizing anything right now, because your girl got to get coins from every little corner, every corner. All right. And we'll talk about why I have to get coins from every corner. Anyway, so anytime I'm talking about what's going on in the world, it's going to be called it. It is who it is. All right. So last week, if you were new and you started joining me, I was motivating you all to journal. And some of y'all were a little still a little hesitant, like, Hannah, don't nobody need no journal. I ain't journaling. Who needs to journal for what? And so now on day 8 for some and a little longer for others, y'all are like, okay, so journaling. What did she say? Step 1, step 2. Well, what is that again? So welcome. I knew you would be here, and I know some more will join us later in the week. Once y'all stop fighting me and realizing journaling is real simple if you don't overcomplicate it. So welcome to you all. All right. So what we did last week, we started and we was like, all right, whatever, it's cool. People were still going about their everyday lives. And that was like, whatever. She talking about journaling. Yeah. So we started off with a what now? And so I was giving y'all heads up because I was like, what you gonna do if it gets a little bit stronger than we thought, okay? And so some of y'all was just like, whatever. I'm gonna do me, boo. I'm going here, I'm going there. And then some of y'all started realizing like, okay, so maybe I need to figure out how to live life in the house. And so one thing I was telling my sister today, I said, a lot of people are going to be forced to A, learn who they are as a person, B, learn how to live life in between 4 walls. C, some people are going to understand that, oh my gosh, I love my freedom, right? I think a lot of us have taken life for granted in a lot of areas, and some of us are being faced with, okay, let me check this whole life thing out. So I had already prepped y'all. I was like, y'all, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So I was like, all right, hey, Renee, Adrian, to those that know me that are joining me from my regular Facebook page, one and the same. I was like, I'm a research investment, take notes, watch videos, check, cook new meals. I ain't cooked nothing new yet. My sister been cooking. Hydrate, rest up. Y'all, I've been drinking water so much. I've been a piss pot, okay? I don't like water. And anybody that knows me knows that I don't really care for water, but your water is 80% of your body and it helps your immune system. So I've been drinking water. I've been drinking, that little thing, and it ain't been liquor yet. Hopefully I don't have to get to that point, but I just been drinking water, okay, on this little mini bottle, and got the backup right here. So if you have not been hydrating, make sure you're hydrating. There's a lot of articles going around that we don't know if they're true. It's like drink water, drink hot stuff. At this point, I'm like, why not try it? I drink coffee, which is not always good, but I do drink hot tea as well. So if you are a tea drinker, this is your time to shine. You know, I mean, we no longer can go to restaurants and take photos. So now you can go, you know, to your kitchen table and stage your coffee. Have y'all noticed how people aren't staging their life anymore? We can still stage our lives in the house. Let's see what you're really doing in real life, all right? So stage your coffee or your tea. I love fruity teas, y'all, but I'll do black tea if I just need some caffeine if I don't have coffee. So that'll be cool. We'll do some stuff with tea this week. I'll probably do a lemon tea today. So I'm gonna do a fresh lemon squeeze. It's not really a tea. I'm gonna do a hot lemon with a little bit of sugar or honey. So yeah, we're gonna do some lemon. All right, lemon is good. Citrus, it's good for you. Oh, hibiscus tea. Hey, how are you? All right, okay, so y'all, we also talked about cook new meals, hydrate, journal. I'm reeling y'all in. I'm reeling y'all into journaling, all right? And then we said figure out it. We're gonna figure it out. We talked about family time, workout, oh, we're going to talk about how I'm working out this week, y'all, where I'm starting off. We'll talk about that in a second. Binge watch shows. My family, we need to binge watch All American Season 2. Season 1 was the bomb. Relax. I ain't really had no problem with that. Decluttering, I have started that as well. All right, and then we just started writing stuff. So I released some journal prompts that's called Let's Get Moving. So I started part of those to define it. If you ever get my journal prompts, one of the first things that I do is I ask you all to define the words that go in a line with the prompts, because a lot of times we'll answer questions, but we may have forgotten what something means, or we need to jog our memory. So that's something huge that you will see from me. And then we started saying, all right, day one. All right, so day one, we were kind of taking notes of, I did this particular day, what didn't work, what needs adjusting, what worked. And so you see these journal entries aren't long. And then I introduced some of you all to the Dear Social Media Journal prompt. So if you had those, we set up a page for that. So that's right there. Then day two, you know, day two was, okay, we cool. We good. I'm still good. Am I right? All right. So I wanted to write about that. Then we created a thankful page. And so when I feel that I'm thankful for, I go on and I write it on this page. So if you need a gratitude page, I encourage everybody to create a gratitude page right now, because there are going to be times where you like, I don't know, y'all, this just looking real shaky. So it's moments that you want to say, okay, what am I thankful for in the now? The biggest thing that you see me putting at the top of the lines is frontline workers. As a hairstylist, I have a lot of educators and a lot of people in the medical field. So I am very thankful for them. So, you know, if y'all have people in your family, friends, make sure you let them know that you care about them, because though they may not be telling you how they really, really feel, they are experiencing a lot. All right. So I put, I'm thankful for my family, therapy sessions, for creativity, for my gifts and talents, for virtual parties. We're going to talk about that. The virtual parties was everything this weekend. It really helped me with my anxiety. And, oh, Gina, you did? Awesome. And friendship. So, of course, I have some more things to go on here. So this page will be super, super full later, right? So then we went to day 3. It was a short journal entry. And this is not my catch-all journal, like where I write the whole Dear Diary moments, but there are a couple of pages in here. Day 4, we kind of did a list making thing. So what I'm encouraging during this time is to keep a journal, keep a log. Y'all, there is an actual article out by somebody. Where is he from? Is it Yale? One of these professors, okay? Some of y'all see it from a professor, then y'all share the article with me, and I be like, but y'all, I've been telling y'all this like for years now. But you know, some of y'all need people with credentials. I'm a person who has lived quite a bit of some creative things in life, so this is why I know how to journal. All right. And then we talked about being descriptive. So we did a Dear Spring, more of a comical type of journal entry, because your journal entry should be lit, y'all. Like the same way I'm talking to y'all is how I write in my journal. And then we created a page using some of the things. If you're in the sticker planner community, I'm like, hey, y'all, use what you have. And so then we went over here. On one of our lives, we talked about doing it scared, right? So we're in a time where we like, I just don't know what the heck about to happen. There will be, unfortunately, some people that do not make it out of this. And then there will be a lot of us that do make it out of this. But are you preparing for what's to come? Or what you can do now for after, right? Because let's just be real. There are going to be a lot of jobs that do not exist after. So are you positioning yourself, if you happen to be in one of those categories where it's like, I don't know if my job's still going to be here. I'll give you an example for me. I am a licensed cosmetologist. And if you're on my Facebook page, you saw me post about it. Like if you're on my regular page, which is pretty much open. If you see it, y'all will be like, this girl is crazy. So my industry, we're looked over. That's the best way that I can put it, right? Our customers come, they sit in our chair, we're their therapists, they pay us, some may tip us, some may not, they go on about their daily lives. And again, these are careers that we chose, okay? This is a career, love everything that I do about it, but my particular career, and this is an eye-opener for me, and this is the beauty industry, y'all. So this is your hairstylist, your barbers, your esthetician, y'all ladies that go get your wax. A lot of y'all are gonna really learn to appreciate us after this whole little thing's over. Trust me, you will. So when your wig starts sliding back or your lace front starts lifting or your relaxer, you need one now, your color, the roots are showing, your eyebrows, they real cute. All of these things, right? So these are people that groom you and keeping you looking presentable. People that have groomers for their pets. These are industries that are being overlooked, right? So I have been looking at resources and all of the above. I have reached out to where I personally lease a space to see like, hey, are there any options? And it's like, nah, we're still open. Well, I'm not opting to put myself, my family, or my clients at risk. So I had to make a huge financial decision that was lose 80% of your income. Booth rent is due, but you no longer have this booth rent right now. And you will just need to figure things out while you're out. So what am I going to do when it's time to go back? Where I stand, if you can't advocate for your tenants, I don't trust the location. And I know business is business, but a lot of the government has allotted for businesses grace periods for stuff, okay? So Gina, in reference to the color change, as it has expanded, a lot of people are learning how things spread. And when you're in these type of industries that I just named, you're in really close proximity with people. And so just think of your nail tech like your hairstylist. We're closer than 6 feet. So when you leave, you may be fine, or your tech may have had asymptomatic situations going on, and then it's just it's a revolving cycle, right? And so then we flip, y'all. I did day 5, so that was just a hands up. So when this is over, y'all, make sure you appreciate the people that many of y'all may look over and think is like, oh, it ain't that important. It just is what it is, right? Okay. So now we go to the end of the week. I have to, thank you, Grace. Please think about your people. I've had a couple of my clients reach out like, hey, do you know when you're going back? And I'm like, hey, nope, sure don't. But when I do, y'all, I'll be ready. I will be ready for y'all because y'all gonna give me some good transformation pictures for my site. So I'm excited. All right, so I'm just keeping a daily log, y'all. And I normally would not keep a daily log in reference to this, but I definitely want to keep one. So for day 6 and 7, y'all, like day 6 and 7 was really lit for me. I don't know about y'all, but like I went out virtually, okay? Before somebody be like, how you gonna preach about not going out, but you went out? No. I went out virtually. Y'all, so first of all, I was being antisocial on Friday and I didn't go to a virtual movie. But I was like, y'all don't talk too much in the movie, so I need to watch that on my own. Well, y'all went to the club. I went to the club on Saturday night. y'all, like I didn't get back in until about 1:30. Like, if y'all call the DJ called D Nice, yeah, he was rocking. So over 100,000 people were on his live on Instagram. I'm talking about like all the stars showed up, so I was there. And then Sunday, so since that's what I did, y'all, we're gonna put music notes. Sunday, I went to a virtual concert with Anthony Hamilton. So y'all, that was the bomb too. Like, he was just in his living room, you know, singing and fussing with his kids. So it was amazing. It was amazing. And then later that night, I went back to D Nice Club. I went to his club for a little bit. And then I went to a lounge with Questlove. And so after that, I was like, you know, I need to get on in the house. So I brought it on in. So did any of you all go out? Did any of you all make it out to the club this weekend? Let me know. So yeah, my weekend was full of music. I actually love music just naturally. Like, on a regular, I'm listening to music. Music actually is like a healing type of thing, y'all. Music is super, super dope. Oh, I forgot this was that light. And so this, like I said, this spread. Yes, Winona, I was at Anthony Hamilton's concert. You was there too. It was good. It was super, super good. Ooh, to all y'all music folks, I'm gonna hit y'all with a whole note. Y'all see that whole note right there? Ooh, I should draw. Oh, y'all, now I ain't been in music class for a long time. How many lines is it? Is it 5? Grace, I don't know if you have Spotify or if you have what's the other one, y'all? One of those streaming services, Amazon Music. If you put in Mariah Carey, what'll end up happening is it'll recommend different stations to you that are similar to her. And if any of you all have any recommendations of channels stations to listen to, artists to listen to, put that in the comment section. We can take all the tips that we can get. So while we're talking about stuff like this, y'all, this is stuff that you can write in your journal. Music to listen to, shows to watch. All right, y'all, I really don't remember this, but we're going to roll with this. If my band directors was on here, and I'll be like, oh, I forgot how many lines is on the music line. I'm a fake roll with it. I know it ain't 4. This don't even feel right. But we gonna roll with that. None of my music teachers do this anyway. Oh Lord, what's the treble? Let's see, I need a treble clef. Treble clef. Yeah, I don't even realize I'm really Googling the treble clef picture so I can okay, this is so trifling. Ooh, that's a horrible treble clef. Y'all just roll with that, okay? Just roll with it. I mean, this is horrible. I'm gonna try this again. That why it's horrible. I'm gonna clean this up. Y'all just wait for it. Wait for it. It's gonna come all together. Just not yet. Oh yeah, Darlene, you don't Joy is right. You don't have to journal in order. You journal like whatever applies, right? Yeah, no. So a lot of my journal prompts, I just journal what applies. I might flip to a whole different topic and journal. So yeah, journal however it applies. Where is my black? Now I got like 8,000 markers and I can't find a black one. If you are watching this and you've been on here for quite some time, go ahead and hit that like button, because apparently you like something about my rambles, or it's helping you get through. Ooh, I ain't mean to do that. It's gonna go through. Didn't go through. Did it? And what happens when you hit the like button? It tells YouTube, this girl is somebody that people like and we should share it a little bit more. All right. So this is my music thing again. So my former band, people don't judge me. Told you we gonna clean this up and it's gonna look like I mean everything that I just did on here. So yeah, y'all, that's how my weekend went. Now, let's talk about the reality. A lot of us always talk about everything that went good, everything that went good. Did I get a little emotional over the weekend? Absolutely, y'all. And the biggest thing was when it dealt with the salon. I just was so annoyed. I was like, whew, the way people look at things in life. So I got you know, the words probably didn't come out of my mouth real kindly as I was, you know, role playing and venting to myself. So yeah, I did have a moment. So if you are having moments, y'all, that is totally normal. So do not beat yourself up if you're like, oh my God, why am I overwhelmed? Or why am I feeling this way? Y'all, this is different. So this is where that journal comes in. Write and express yourself. How do you feel? Why am I feeling like this? What else can I do differently? What can I control now? So those are things like getting it out on paper allows it not to roll around in your head over and over and over, okay? So those are benefits of using a journal as well. So if you get a chance, I would tell you to write the great, the good, and the not so good. That is my formula to using a journal, and that is how my journal reads like a book and not a broken record. So you're going to write the great, the good, and the not so good. And if you find yourself always writing the not so good, you're going to be very intentional about finding one thing that is good out of this. Even out of this, there's something good about it. Yeah, Joy. And Joy, you remember how I was like, I'm going to grow my waves and all of this stuff? Girl, I'm going to have a TWA, a tiny weenie afro. About 3 or 4 more grays popped up. I was like, nah, hold on. Hold on. You're doing too much. You're doing too much Yeah, a lot of y'all going natural. A lot of y'all going to have bobs when you come back. All right, and so we're doing day 6, day 7. Let's write that down at the bottom. Let's do that. Let's add this blue. I like this blue. All right, so let's say you're just joining and you like, okay, I got to catch up, but I don't want to do a page per day. What you could do is you could take 1 or 2 pages, and then you could do a list making things. What have I done so far, right? What have I done for week 1? Well, yeah, Grace, you'll definitely see your new growth now. All right, now let me help y'all style this out for y'all. I know y'all gonna go watch YouTube and try a whole bunch of new stuff, but don't try no chemical stuff, y'all. Like, tread lightly. Just shampoo your hair, get your scalp clean, you know. We don't need y'all trying to do natural trims if you're natural. We don't need you trying to cut your hair or your split ends. Just don't. Just don't. We don't need your assistance. I promise you, you will be okay, okay? Just don't. I don't have any other words. Just don't. Please don't mix any home remedies that you may see on social media, especially if you're like, I'm going to get color when I go back, because you're not going to tell us the truth, okay? You're not going to say, hey, I mixed apple cider vinegar with peroxide because somebody said to do it on YouTube. And, you know, I then had an extra rinse under my counter, so I put it on top of my head. So we don't really want, we don't want you to be our assistants. We don't. We just want you to shampoo and condition your hair if you can, and comb through it, okay? So for my naturals, we want you to detangle and comb, and we don't want you to finger comb your hair, because you know that was cute when you could come back to us on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis, but you can't do that right now. We need you to do sections, comb from the end on up, not from the roots on down. We don't need you tearing your hair out, okay? So I may have a potential for people that are in hair. You may want to follow my Hair by A Renee page. Follow the one that has fewer followers, because you'll see 2 pages on Facebook. Go ahead and start following that so that I can give y'all some tips to help you and your stylist, because we love you and we love what we do, but we don't want to perform hair surgery when we come back. So that's that, okay? Yeah, that's my advice for y'all. Grace, so trims are not necessarily I got a trim in February, should I get it in April? Trims are, has my hair been rubbing against a certain fabric? Have I done more to my hair to manipulate my hair in different ways? So your stylist should be able to look and see if you need a trim. Some people don't need a trim every 2-3 months. So trims vary from person to person, okay? All right, so we're day 6 and day 7. So if y'all have any questions, since we're on here, I'm journaling and you can ask questions. If you have hair questions, that's fine. As I'm kind of laying out this page, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about what I did accomplish. As I'm talking to you about what I accomplished, go ahead in your journal and turn to a blank page and write week 1. Things that I did, okay? And so as I'm going over things, if you're like, dang, I didn't do that much stuff, do not show yourself grace. Week 1 was different. Some people still have to go to work, okay? So, hey, Peaches. So everybody's truth is going to be a little different. On that next page, week 1, things that I did or things that I accomplished, title it however you want, but you're going to make a list. And the reason we're doing this is each day, each week, hopefully it's not going to be too many weeks. However, you want to be able to see your progress through the week. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. Okay. Because she was one of them that I was talking to. She felt it. The other ones that's on here quiet. You too. All right. So on that page that you're writing, week 1, things that I did, things that I accomplished, let's cover... So let's cover, what did you do at home? Let's talk about home life first. So what did you accomplish, or what is something that you're glad that occurred at home? Maybe you spent time with your family. If that's something that you want to highlight, you put that on there. Now, when you say spending time with my family, what did you do? You don't have to write a long paragraph, but you may want to put bullet points for that, right? So with your family, did you cook with your family? Did you show someone in your house how to do something new that they did not know how to do? So that might be with your family. Another subject area, and as I give the subject areas, you don't have to fill everything in at a time. You can actually go back. Joy, if you don't mind, can you type these in the comment section? So first one is family. The second subject area, what did I say, y'all? Self-care? If I didn't, the second one is going to be self-care. Okay, so in week 1, what did you do for self-care? So in my situation, I did a therapy session. I implemented breathing sessions through meditation. And I listened to music. Okay, so family is 1, self-care is 2. And I'm pretty sure I did more than that, y'all. Like, again, I can flip back and look at the things that I did. I'm I'm going to give y'all a different topic. I'm going to fit this in. And this is where some of y'all are going to be like, ah, dang, I might need to reevaluate how I'm utilizing this tool. Okay. So for the third one, we're going to talk about social media. Social media is going to be the third one. And I know it's like, what? Social media? Okay. So social media is the next one. All right. Now, what did you do? How did you utilize social media? This is the question that you're going to want to ask yourself. How did you utilize? Now, one of the things is I saturated my mind with the information over it. So that's one area that I need to improve on, right? That's an area that I need to improve on. So with social media, these are the things that I did using social media. A, took in too much information on it. That was A. But I looked up the bills that I needed to pay, and I went to see who had programs where they would cut it off or put a pause on it. What else did they do? Someone was like, yeah, no, we ain't gonna help you. But I had a list of things, and I utilized social media first before I called these companies, because a lot of these companies, y'all, their call wait times are like an hour, X, Y, and Z. But if you have access to a computer, the internet, go into the chat button, and that handles those, okay? So a couple of companies, and I know y'all don't see me writing all the time, but I feel like this information sometimes is a little bit more than me writing this right now. A couple of companies you want to hit up first: mortgage, rent, lease office, lights, water, gas companies, insurance companies, car companies. Those are going to be your top companies that you call, right? Many of them are working with you. Now, here's the catch. They're not going to tell you that they're working with you, because here's the thing. They're like, well, if some people can pay it and I can still pull that auto draft, I'm going to go ahead and get whatever money I can get. So a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Another one on that list, you want to do student loans. So student loans, if you have a FFELP or a government loan, they're going to take the interest rate down to 0%. So what does that mean? It means if you're still at a point where you can pay your loans, this would be one of the best times to pay certain loans down or off, because you don't have that interest. If you can't pay the loan, there is also oh gosh, what is it called? The president signed an act where you can do it's like a government forbearance. So you want to go on those sites with your loans and look those up. Oh, thank you, Gina. So you want to go look those up. And with Gina making mention that she's self-employed, for people that are self-employed, like, you need to do double of what people that are still getting paychecks are doing, right? Now, some of us that are self-employed still have ways to make money, but it's still not probably what we would normally make, right? So we're going to have to do a little bit of double. Like, a lot of us, depending on what area you are in reference to being self-employed, a lot of us have subscriptions that help us run our companies, right? So for example, and some of you may have it if your child is in school. If you have Adobe is offering 2 months credit, I think, something like that. You also need to go in the chat button and talk with them. He has it on his page. The owner has something written on his page. So you want to look at that. When you go on most of these sites, y'all, look at the top of the site. Most major companies are going to have it. We know we can't say the name. They're going to have it at the top of the company, information about it. So you'll click and see, make sure you read. A lot of people don't want to read. You don't want to take in information. You want everybody to give you all the tips. Even though I'm giving you tips, you still need to do your due diligence and your homework. So you're going to go on those sites and see where you fit in that. And like Peaches said, a lot of stuff on some sites, it's not going to be on there. But if you call, they're like, oh, yeah, we can do X, Y, and Z. So, for example, my car insurance, the new policy was to start this month. They rolled it all the way over until May 1st. So I still have my insurance. It's not lapsed or anything like that. But they just said, okay, well, we'll extend what you have now until May 1st. Now, finances for a lot of people, it's intimidating for a couple of reasons. One, you just don't want to look at what you've spent. Two, you don't want to take the time. And 3, you've made decisions that you're not happy about, but you're so focused on that versus maybe this is the time. Hey, Pine, speaking of, I got our stamps together. Maybe this is the time where many of you all have the opportunity to catch up, see what you actually have, see areas where you can improve, and do the work. There are a lot of free resources out here for finances. Speaking of finances, one of my goals was to learn after all of this started happening, and I just started researching, and some of the things that, again, I was like, well, I'm gonna do this. And I've said this years ago, like, oh, I'm gonna start investing, I'm gonna start trading and buying stock and all of this stuff. But it was always, I'm going to start, not I started. So since this happened, again, as a self-employed individual, I didn't position myself. And so that's where I take ownership for me, right? So my particular company still wants me to pay for a space that I'm not even occupying. We'll talk about that when I come out of that. However, the ownership that I can take in that one part, had I positioned myself with investments in other areas to grow my money, I would be able to pay that right now and not be like, okay, food or a space I'm not in, right? So I decided to join 2 different financial groups. I'm actually a part of more than that, but 2 groups that are geared toward teaching you about stocks and investment. So that is a part of my learning curve while this is going on, okay? So if there's something that you need to research and learn about, this would be the time to do that, okay? Utilize your resources. So when we talk about social media, yes, we're posting memes. Yes, I'm posting and telling y'all where to go to the party. However, I am also posting information for people to learn, i.e. this video. So how are you helping the world? I know a lot of us want to keep sharing the articles of what's going on, but too much negativity will cripple a lot of people, me included, right? So be mindful of what you're sharing. Be mindful of if the articles are even valid. A lot of the articles y'all are sharing are not even from real sources. Learn what a real source is. Look at the top, go search it. You can take that source, drop it in the Google bar, and it will tell you if it's a valid resource, okay? So be mindful of that. What else, y'all? So again, recap the financing. I think this is a huge part, y'all. It's a lot of us talking about it. Gold Mine and Coco did a video about it yesterday. Last week, I showed y'all the list of companies that you need to write down and start looking up, like, what now? So if you are going to overload your mind with like, oh, I need to see X, Y, and Z, maybe look at the policies that the government is enacting. Yes, it is making a lot of us nervous, but there are going to be there's going to be some positive that comes out of this if you position yourself correctly. Now, with that also being said, for those that don't want to look at what they owe, their bills, and don't want to take heed, once they pass whatever they're going to pass, and let's just hypothetically say it's going to be the 1,000. If you have a family of 4 or more, 3,000. Let's just say those are the price points. And some of your companies are going to pause payments, but you're still going to owe it, or they may put it on the end of your loan or whatever you have. And some companies are going to waive it, but some companies are going to say, hey, it's paused, but when we open that door back, it's due, right? And so let's say you get that $1,000 and you go buy it up, because that's just the way the mindset. If you are not savvy with your finances right now, getting that $1,000 is not going to make you savvy. Savvy is going to be doing the research on how do I change my mindset and the way that I handle money. So if you just go blow that $1,000, and let's say miraculously April 15th, everything has turned and shifted, and everything is back open. Those companies are going to say, yeah, so we open and we need our money. Now, let me tell you, I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to be interested in reading people talking about, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do, and you got that check and you didn't make wise decisions. So right now, you might want to take your journal and write, what do I need to take care of? Or what would I like to do? Because for some of you, whatever amount of money that's going to come to you is probably going to be for those that believe and those that pray. You might have been praying for a breakthrough. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, these are to my people that pray. Now, if this ain't if you're an atheist and all that, pause for the cause. But to my people that pray, Can y'all start being more specific? Because some of y'all been saying some real cute prayers that ain't been working out in our favor. Like, we need y'all to be a little more specific. So if you need financial help, we need you to say financial help without anything negative attached to it, okay? But anyway, if you were given that opportunity and it's been freed up for you, utilize it how it needs to be utilized, okay? That's my advice for you, okay? So that's your homework assignment for today. Is if you have not already started contacting the people you need to contact for your finances, go ahead and get that done. Now, another thing in reference to social media and how you've been using it, I've started signing up for classes. Yale is offering free classes, and there's one that's on mental awareness. I'll put it in the community tab, but I signed up for a course that I'll start today. I signed up for a course that deals with my business in reference to digital downloads. So what I did was I cut off some expenses that were not of a necessity, and I took that and I invested it into my business. So I'll be taking courses that will help me develop all of this that y'all are starting to see. And then I told y'all I'm going to Yale for free, y'all. I got a little free class at Yale. So I'm going to go to Yale for a little bit. And then I'm also taking courses on stocks and investment, okay? So if you have not utilized right now social media to enhance areas in your life, then that may be a task that you want to put on your list for this week, okay? So remember, right now, y'all, I'm kind of talking to y'all, giving y'all tips. So utilize your journal to write some of the things that I'm saying. If you need to go back later, that's fine. You'll be able to capture these notes. So again, you're going to take care of your finances. You're going to want to limit what you share. You're going to want to make sure that the resources you share are real. And you want to also be mindful, because some of the closest people to you are suffering with anxiety and other things that you don't know, and they don't know what to do with the information given. So with that being said, if you're one of those individuals that suffer from anxiety, stress, and all of those things, you have options. You love your friends. I love some of mine. I mute some of the closest friends of mine. I love them dearly. But if you need to tell me something, you just got to text me. But you can control what you see. Social media is an option. It's not a requirement. So that might need to be one of y'all posts for today. Social media is an option and not a requirement. So if that's your case, you can mute. You can unfollow. You can mute people for 30 days. That's on Facebook. I'm not sure about Instagram. You can still follow a person and they just don't know that you follow them. You can ghost people and you can unfollow people, okay? Some of y'all are following people that are not even your real friends in real life, and you feel really guilty about following them. That's a question on the social media journal prompts. So consider unfollowing. Do what you need to do. All right, let me see what Grace has. So Grace, I'm in a couple of groups. I follow Tila Holcomb. That's a group on Facebook, and Stocks and Stilettos is another one that I'm in. And inside of those groups, they have introductory courses under their tabs that you can take. Okay, so that's that. So we talked about getting the information you need. Now, when we talk about sharing the information, if there's valuable information that people can learn from, share that, y'all. If it's something positive and uplifting, share that. Like, it's like for me, and I'll tell you, when people started talking about D-Nice this weekend, that actually changed my mood. Like, because my anxiety was starting to raise. Like, I can't pretend like it wasn't, you know. And I told people, y'all will hear me kind of hype on here all the time, but that doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about other things as well. So that DJ, like, what he did was like once in a lifetime. Music is amazing. That's what we're gonna write. Music is amazing. So that was awesome. In reference to social media, so we talked about protecting your peace. Yeah, protecting your peace. I think I can put it back up there, Joy. Let me see. I think I put it back up there, did I? I'm not sure. If not, Grace, put it back up there. Okay, so that was the thing about social media, how you're utilizing it. So if you're like, okay, there are some things that I want to learn this week, utilize social media. Parents, there are so many resources out there. We know you're not teachers. I'm not a teacher. I'm not an educator, but there are several educators that are giving their all to you, some free, some for a cost. What we want to keep in mind, y'all, everybody is not struggling, okay? So I'm going to say this for my entrepreneurs. I know there are a couple of you all that feel bad for offering your product or your service. There are people that are doing well off and they're willing and they're ready to help other people that need, okay? So don't limit yourself on the backs of somebody may say you're insensitive. Those same people are getting checks, okay? So you're insensitive, quote unquote, insensitive behaviors, what they think is not insensitive. You're still trying to keep food on your table and whatever bills that you have to pay that were not able to be postponed, okay? Okay, so I was able to add it back. All right, so that's that. So again, if you are a business owner, there are people that can benefit from your services. For example, some of us that are self-employed are looking for people like, okay, is there a copywriter out here who makes thumbnails? Because I don't really like making them. You know, there's enough room for everybody. So for some people, this is a down spiral. For some people, this is their time to shine. Again, like I said, some of y'all have been praying for a breakthrough. And though this does not appear like a breakthrough, it is for some people. So work on your plan, work on your vision, work on your goal. Are you doing the homework that you need to do? Okay, so that's that. I want to color in this flower. Does anybody have any questions while I color in this flower? Questions, comments, thoughts, concerns? There is no wrong question. If I have anybody on the front line on here, thank you for everything that you are doing. Joy, exactly. It ain't the kids that need the tutor. The parents need the tutors. Kids, all right. It ain't them, it's us. Like, I know a lot of parents were complaining, like, oh my God, why would they still have the kids in school? Let me offer this little bit of advice to you all. You're thinking in the mindset of an adult. We also have to consider that our kids were stripped from their norm. And while we're able, and not all of us are able to adjust to a change, not every child is able to adjust to a change. So the fact that educators have figured out how to use social media to keep engagement with their kids is amazing, in my opinion. So Grace, that's twofold, right? Because part of my business is what you're asking, and then the other part, I am a consumer, right? So I get both sides. Me and one of my other, I say colleagues, we're all in the same community. You know, we just made a valid point. Let's say, of course, you're going to take care of your responsibilities first. Okay, you're going to take care of your responsibilities, your necessities. And then the second thing you're going to do is, let's say you set a budget for some supplies that you would like, or some of your hobby type items. Let's say you have a list of those 5 people. You may have to go through your list and say, who am I drawn to most? What gives me the best thing? What gives me more quality? What do I like? What am I invested in, right? So some people just like me for me. So they're going to buy the journal prompts because they simply like me. They're not going to necessarily even do the journal prompts, right? But it's just like, I like who she is as a brand. So I would just say, you know, set a budget of what you want to get and then apply it to who you want to spend with, if you're able to. If anybody else has a suggestion for her, that's great. I'm telling you, Gina, you be finding some stuff. You be like, I didn't even know I had that. Yeah, so you don't want to take everything away from you. You just want to make smart decisions is what I would say. Is my screen doing? Hold on, yeah, my screen is doing some crazy stuff. And then I'll tell you what I did, because I know that, like, I don't need, but I want, and I like journal and planner stuff. So, you know, I cut off some stuff that I didn't need. I was like, you know I'm going to still want like a sticker here and there. So what can I cut out that I'm really not utilizing? So that's how I kind of finagled it in my budget. And then, you know, afterpay helps too. So that's what I do. All right, so speaking of this week, what do y'all have planned for this week? Put it in the chat while I tell y'all what I'm gonna do this week. I'm so excited. And when I say what you're gonna do this week, of course we want to talk about what are you gonna do to benefit yourself, your family, self-care, all of those things. You want to make sure you catch that. But let's also talk about, y'all going out this week virtually? Are y'all? Because I am. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm going. So tonight, I got a concert to go to with Avery Sunshine. So that's who I'm going. I'm going to her concert tonight. And then on Tuesday, I'm gonna go to a twerk class, a virtual twerk class. I'm going to that on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to therapy. So that's Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going out later that night, but Wednesday afternoon, I'm going to therapy. And I don't have the rest of the weekend planned out, but I did have some stuff started. Oh, I think me and my son are going to go to a virtual theme park. I think Disney has a virtual theme park. If not, we may go to the aquarium or Fernbank. I think they have some stuff. Okay, so that's what we have planned. So do any of you all have stuff planned for your family? And if you don't, y'all sleeping. Y'all got to check on these sites. A lot of sites are telling you what they have available. Okay, Gina, so you got homework. Now, I already told y'all I got to go to class. I have some assignments that are due for the business. I'm in reference to people that ordered shirts. I have the first batch from the vendor. I now need to, I actually have to package your items. We know that shipping is due for Wednesday, and I'm still keeping up with what each city is doing. I know my city right now will start a curfew as of tomorrow. I am going to see if the post office can do if they can do a pickup, because I am working on not even trying to go out the house. So I will get in contact with them today to see if they can do a pickup, because they still have to deliver mail. Okay, so the first batch is ready, and then the second batch is being worked on. So I did want to give y'all a heads up with that. Okay, so you're taking a doodling class. Girl, what doodling class? I missed that. Can you send me that information? I want to go to that class. I definitely want to go to that class. I am looking to host a Zoom journal session, y'all. Just have to work out the dates, and I'll let y'all know what that is. However, if you would like to, in the comment section, write what type of journal class you would like to see. Let me know, like if you want to see how to do a descriptive writing, if you want to see how to doodle, like whatever that may be. I'm just curious to know what y'all are interested in. And so with that Zoom class, you would get information on what tools to have to bring to the class. And then we would all have our screen. So you would be on the screen. So you can literally turn your phone to show what I'm doing. You said, do I journal my sessions? Like, do I go back and journal about it? Or do I journal during the session that I would be teaching? Which one, Gina? Okay, Peaches, send me an email. Now, Gina, I have done a journal entry on live on here, and sometimes I do journal about how I felt about my journal session on live in reference to a live video, but not always. Tyler, go upstairs, chat. Do any of you all have a teenager and you feel like you have a toddler again? Like, I just feel like I always be like, stop, go, stop. But I just know they're getting bored. And I think, Gina, I think that one was about, hold on, let's see if we have the date on that one. Oh, I gotta write my date on there, y'all. I forgot to write the date. That one was March 19th. So wherever that video is, March 19th. And that will be on a live video. You're welcome. So you'll see a lot of posts going around, y'all, that says music on. It'll say the other day, D Nice saved my life with music. All right, so that's that page, and then I'm gonna do one more stamp, y'all. But I tell you, I'll be on the hour mark, and we are almost done. And I don't know if this is gonna layer right, but we're gonna see. And so this stamp says, may the meaning of the season be deeper, its friendships stronger, and its hopes brighter. So I thought this was really cool for where we are right now. So we're going to stamp that. Yeah, I know I be thinking I be doing something when I try to add like a little ombre effect. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking in today. I hope you were able to learn something about journal moments. If you're interested in journaling, you do not need a fancy journal, even though my second one is on the way, because, honey, this is going to be done before it's all over. You do not need anything fancy. If you have a spiral notebook at the house, if you have an old school journal that's collecting dust, go ahead and dust that off. Grab you a pen, a pencil, a crayon, for all I care, and get that thing moving. What I will also say, y'all, like, many of us have never had to stay in the house with each other for an extended amount of time, right? A lot of people, I go to work, got a little space, I come home, I go to work, you go out and chill, you come, like, there's space, okay? Well, a lot of people don't have that right now. And I'm going to talk to the ladies right now. You know, hey guys, if you're on here, y'all probably will like me in a little bit for saying this. So ladies, how do I say this? I'm not sugarcoating it. Sometimes we can be aggy, as my kid says. I guess that's the way they say when you can be aggravating. We can be aggravating, very strong-willed and brash in our approach sometimes. So be mindful, and these are for situations that are fun. Everybody, I'm not talking to everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different. But a lot of times we're very condescending and don't realize it. And one thing about guys, they're not going to express themselves like we do as women, partly because they've always been told to be strong. And I can also say this for the African American woman, a lot of us have been reared or raised to be strong. And some of that is because many of our parents came from a single parent household, even before we were born. And so all they saw was the woman doing everything or being strong. And so when many people get into relationships, they carry that same mentality into relationships. And I see it personally, okay? Right now I'm single, but even when I was not single, I still was very, very headstrong. I wanted it my way, this way, you wrong, I'm right. And I'm talking about head movement and all. The way I was saying it, my head was moving. At a time like this, I was talking to my mom, y'all, and my dad has been deceased 11 years, but my mom has been grooming me forever. So whenever I get married, whoever I marry will like her and love her for grooming. But one of her biggest things she used to say is, you never tear a man down. And so because I don't want to see a whole lot of divorce and stuff come out of this, y'all. So I just reevaluate some things. You can fix what you can, okay? So you can't fix the other person. But if you know that you have been unreasonable and you're stressed and you're all of these things, before you go snapping and rolling your head and all of that, open up your journal. And that goes for guys too. They can write. Anybody can journal. But if you feel like you're just so overwhelmed and it's a pressure point, journal. I know one of the biggest issues that you're going to run into with people now is finances. It's going to be, had you did this, we would be here. And often as women, we don't want to point out where we went wrong too, right? You might have got your nails done one time too many. You know, you might have swiped your card 3 times too many. So in that moment, journal. Journal, okay? And also, maybe this is a time that you and your significant other sit down and look at the things you can change now, right? So one of the things that I recommended to you was writing every bill that's due down on paper. Maybe you assign your significant other, hey, handle this part of them, and I'll call the other one. Start working together, okay? So that's what I just wanted to motivate y'all. Like, each day is going to be different that we experience, and everybody is not going to have an outlet. So if I can be the outlet where y'all come for lunchtime, then by all means, grab your salad, your water, you know, whatever you eat, make sure you eat healthy. I know a lot of us have some little, you know, some it snacks, and we don't need too many it pounds packing on. But nonetheless, y'all, journal, color, crochet, paint, spring clean, do whatever you can do to keep your sanity. Keep positive stuff in front of you. Laugh through the tears. Cry if you must. Do what you need to do, y'all. I do believe we're going to be better. But you know, there's always a storm sometimes. But you always got to remember the sun shines after. So that was my little bit of advice. I know I went off on a tangent, y'all. But I don't want to see in 3 days y'all cussing out your spouse or your significant other. Because you know I'm going to come back and look and be like, okay, girl, so what did you do? Because some of y'all, I be like, girl, take that post down. Because you know the screen, we screen shoot everything. Like, stop. So if you have been, you know, a little out of pocket with your significant other, guess what? Apologies are okay. You can prove that you were wrong. It doesn't make you weak. It just shows that you know, you popped off. You was wrong. You was wrong. So this is an opportunity to learn to work together. And you know, some people are going to decide later, like, now I can make the decision I've been trying to make for a while. You know, it's one or the other. Nonetheless, if you're not already, go ahead and head over to, not right now, but after we get off, Instagram. And follow me on Instagram if you have an Instagram page. Side note, I am sounding like Erykah Badu. Side note, y'all, I got to jump off on the tangent. Like, I love Erykah Badu. I love her music. I was real prepared to go to this dollar concert that we don't know if it's going to even exist. But honey, auntie, sister, cousin Erykah had me going from Instagram to Twitter to Facebook. And then she might have said, download TikTok. I said, you know what, Erykah, honey, I ain't got time. It's too many free concerts. And I was willing to give you my dollar. Because I know y'all hurting to as artists, even though people think they aren't. But girl, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Anyway, side note, if one of y'all see where the concert is, slip the link. Because I don't have time to do scavenger hunts during this time. I don't. Yeah, Grace, I love Erykah too. But you know, Erykah about that foolishness. And I ain't playing with her right now. So since Erykah is playing, I will be seeing Avery Sunshine tonight at 8. I gotta watch the season of, what you call that? The season of All American Part 2. If y'all have not watched All American, it's the bomb. Get into it. Y'all missing it. Hey, everybody popping in. We are actually wrapping up. So if you've been sitting on here, and many of you all have, we're at 13 likes. I need to go on and get to 21 likes while we're on here. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit that. If you have not subscribed, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. So every time I post, you are in the know. The other platforms, the whole Erykah Badu thing part was, y'all, all these platforms, I'm going to tell y'all to go follow is kind of what she was doing. But the platforms where you can find me, if you are a lady, you can follow the original Journal Jot and Jive group. That's on Facebook. If you are girl or guy, you can follow just regular Journal Jot and Jive, the page, which is the business page on Facebook. If you are into Instagram, you can follow Journal Jot and Jive on Instagram. You can also start following my business page, www.journaljotandjive.com. And you're on YouTube now. So that's Journal Jot and Jive. Okay, see how they all flow. I don't have time to be giving y'all 800 new names. So those are all the sites that I can be found on. If Instagram is your thing, I am now incorporating, because I'm taking this digital society course, and I am going to go ahead and start incorporating 2 lives on Instagram per week. So that'll be that. All right, y'all. So we have been on here for 68 minutes, which means I gave y'all a little overtime. And I love y'all dearly, but I'm done. Okay? So today, review the tips that I gave you. Work on your bills and all of the above. Embrace your family and friends. Check on your friends that are on the front line. Start journaling unapologetically. Incorporate your family in journal moments. Enjoy life. Show gratitude. Eat healthy. Drink water and some hot tea. All right, y'all. That's all I have for y'all. Chat with you later.